Miles, you say, hey, I made a mistake, I'm doing this, I'm moving to China, I did this, I did that.
Hey, drop a like on this video if you're a fan of Shark Tank. Join the notification squad by subscribing and hitting that bell notification on, but also, don't forget to comment down below saying I subscribed to enter our monthly shoutout, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Hope you enjoyed the video. Throughout all 9 seasons of the reality pitch show Shark Tank, we have all witnessed thousands of entrepreneurs having their dreams either smashed to bits or turned into reality. If someone's looked for an investor, Shark Tank is the way to go, since introducing business ideas to a panel of sharks can turn out to be a lucrative endeavor, as they have helped countless people over the years. Many hopeful entrepreneurs have jumped into the Shark Tank ever since the show first aired some 9 years ago, and all of them wound up torn and exhausted, whether they struck the deal or not. To counter this, many people enter the dangerous waters of reality TV show with bravado, and generally all of them come across as pretentious and arrogant. Naturally, after encountering so many people on the show, the sharks know everything about the business ego, but a 2012 Stanford graduate, Miles Penn, co-founder and CEO of M-Taylor, who traveled all the way from San Francisco to pitch his business, shocked them. Penn got straight to business from the moment he entered the stage, seeking $2.5 million in exchange for a 10% equity in his company.
David just got measured 20% more accurately than a professional tailor in under 30 seconds.
The numbers caused O'Leary to frown right away, but Penn opened up his pitch saying that, as a guy, he hates going to the mall and trying on clothes. Online shopping is even worse, since he has to order 5 shirts only to get one that actually ships. And custom clothes are not an option, since they're quite pricey, and getting them is a lengthy process, even though they are the perfect fit. Because of this, he and his buddy Rafi Witten created M-Tailor, a brand that sells men's customized shirts by measuring a person with their phone's camera. Penn claimed that they are more accurate than human tailors by up to 20%, and even though there are over 10,000 unique combinations, ordering them is incredibly easy. Penn didn't give sharks a chance to say anything, as he immediately took them through shirt's customization process. You start by picking out the fabric, then the collar, and finally the cuff. In addition to that, the unique feature of M-Tailor is that it offers both tucked and untucked style. The young entrepreneur caught all the sharks off guard as he, much to everyone's surprise, fired a shot at Damon and his clothing company, saying the tucked and untucked option can't be found in FUBU shirts. Barbara Corcoran was the first shark to actually say anything, and her saying "wow" echoed the thoughts of other sharks. Slightly amused, Cuban turned to Damon and teased him, but Damon just jokingly replied that it wasn't a good way to start the pitch. Absolutely ignoring their reaction, Penn went on to reveal the secret sauce of M-Tailor to the sharks, which is getting measured by your phone's camera, which is ridiculously easy and doesn't take longer than 30 seconds. To demonstrate how easy the process is, Miles has brought David dressed in form-fitting clothing. The next thing to do is find a wall to lean your device against and wait for the application to turn green before getting into position and spinning with your arms up. Even though it seems silly, the app will process the results and measure you.
Yeah, is this a proof of concept to then sell the software to other people?
It's not quite that. We're really very focused on building our own brand. No one before us has really tried to mainstream custom in the same way.
Self-assured entrepreneur explained that while a custom shirt normally costs around $125, M-Tailor cuts out time-consuming, inexpensive middleman and sells men's dress shirts for $69 each, which is $55 less than the usual cost. Penn claimed that M-Tailor is thriving on iOS and Android alike, and once again raised many eyebrows when he took another jab at Damon and told sharks to do themselves a favor and stop wearing another man's clothing. The sharks generally liked the concept behind M-Tailor, but, cautious as always, O'Leary noted that similar things exist in other forms and asked if there is anything proprietary about the measuring software that takes over 14 measurements for each shirt. Mr. Wonderful was also interested in the return rate of ordered clothing, as it would give him an insight about the software's accuracy. Much to the shock of both O'Leary and Cuban, Penn explained that the net, including the remakes, is about 15% returns. Still, the biggest surprise came when Penn concluded that he values M-Tailor at a whopping $25 million, as he was asking $2.5 million for 10% equity. Penn said that he was willing to discuss the evaluation, but a billionaire guest shark Chris Sacca, company advisor, entrepreneur, lawyer, and investor of Twitter and LinkedIn, wanted to know more about the revenue. That's when things got interesting, as some not-so-good facts came into the light. Penn revealed that M. Taylor was earning $150,000 a month and that they were on track to reach the goal of $2 million in sales for the year before issues with Chinese factories struck, so he expected to miss his mark by about $900,000. To remedy the situation, Penn made it clear to the Sharks that he is flying to China tomorrow to resolve the issue. Obviously, this was a huge hiccup in an interesting pitch that wasn't going that well, and O'Leary said that Penn's company misses its numbers by 50%. Penn was thrown off for a moment, but he went on to explain that they have $1.4 million in the bank, so they are not worried. For the first time during the pitch, Cuban jumped in and asked for more details about the supply chain issues. Miles explained that when the pricing was started and they were only selling 2 shirts a day, they had their prices set at a specific price.
You know, a typical online fashion store has 25 to 30% return.
You're asking for $2.5 million for 10%, so you feel there should be a $25 million valuation on this company, correct?
I'll definitely discuss valuation if that's what you want to discuss.
I bet you will. We don't want to talk about that at all.
Now that they are selling thousands of shirts a month, the supply chain is still selling shirts at the same price, and Miles spent a few months trying to fix it. Damon jumped in, saying that he can take Penn's valuation to $5 million and deliver 19 factories to do the same thing, so he was curious from where did the $25 million valuation came from. Penn went on to explain that they have raised money using a $10 million valuation, but Damon said that he doesn't really believe M. Taylor is worth $10 million. Now, Penn tried to counter, explaining that their technology is greatly different from anything out there, which prompted O'Leary to call in a tech play and ask Penn why is he rebuilding something that already exists as nobody wants another shirt company. At this point, Damon jumped back in, asking if this is a proof of concept to sell the software to other companies, but Penn, a little bit lost, continued saying that they really want to focus on creating a brand. Guest shark Chris Sacca heavily recommended licensing the software, saying that what Penn did is no small feat, but explained that technology is the easiest part of the business, as building a company from scratch in the US can be quite difficult since there are millions of different body types. In the end, he was the first shark out, saying that he can't pay a perfect price for a company that is not perfect. Are your existing investors willing to invest in the same $25 million price, or are you trying to take advantage of the Sharks here? He asked, and the rest of the Sharks fell silent as Penn nervously looked around. Still, even though he explained that he wasn't trying to take advantage of anyone, Barbara Corcoran was the next one out, as she saw him as too nonchalant about missing revenue goals, also adding that he wasn't scared enough about the supply chain issues. However, even though Penn came in with an attitude and took a shot at FUBU, Damon was still in and, impressed with company's technology, extended his offer of $2.5 million in exchange for 17.5% of M. Taylor on the condition that he could help license the technology. Still, focused more on creating the brand and short-term goals instead of licensing, Penn expressed his dissatisfaction with the offer, saying that licensing would derail the company. Now, Damon tried to entice him to take the offer by saying that he could take those $2.5 million and find some other company whose software can do exactly what M. Taylor does, to which Penn simply replied that he just could. Suffice it to say, Damon went out. O'Leary was impressed with M. Taylor's software as much as Damon was, so he offered to loan Penn the $2.5 million at 7% interest over 36 months for 2.5% of the company, on the condition that Penn stays at home and focuses on technology instead of going to China to resolve supply chain issues. Obviously, Penn was intrigued by the offer, but asked Cuban if he has a counteroffer nonetheless. So Cuban replied that Penn is similar to him, or even more arrogant than he was, if that's even possible, but that he has a problem, not with the valuation, but the fact that Penn just doesn't have the skill set to be able to create the acceleration for the company. With Cuban out, O'Leary asked Penn what does he think about the offer, but for the umpteenth time, Penn started going on about creating a brand, stating that he doesn't want a big balloon payment over his head. Obviously agitated, Mr. Wonderful warned young Penn that it's over the moment he walks out the door and that he's going to cry like a baby at home. Moreover, surprised by Penn saying no to O'Leary, Chris Sacca went on to explain to Penn that when someone declines an offer like that, it only goes to show that the person doesn't have much confidence in the business. Instead of just calling it a day and taking it like a soldier, Penn fired back and proceeded to explain himself by saying that he actually does have a lot of confidence in M. Taylor, but that he doesn't have much confidence in paying back $3 million exactly when O'Leary needs it. Still, O'Leary apparently didn't want to let this opportunity to slip, as he gave Penn one more chance to change his mind by saying that he's shocked by Penn's refusal. When Penn declined once more, it was the final straw for the Sharks. O'Leary finally gave up and said that he's nothing but a dead shirt walking, and told him to get out, while Damon simply added, "Just get out." However, since Penn's appearance on the show, his business apparently does well for itself, even though the reviews of the application slightly vary. The Android version of the app has a 4-star rating over 995 reviews, while the Apple product version has a 4.8-star rating over 3,500 reviews. Today, M. Taylor doesn't focus only on shirts, and the company's website features shirts, both long and short sleeve, suits, jeans, chinos, and tees for men, as well as jeans for women. The website has evolved over time and also features a catalog of sorts with numerous customization options for the desired product. Still, even though it seems like Penn did manage to make a brand out of M. Taylor, the entire pitch seemed crazier and crazier as it went on, with Penn constantly declining $2.5 million offers that he came for in the first place. Thank you for checking this video out, and don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on and comment down below that you subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.